Hey guys, what's up? I got a battle for you today against Ace Trainer Ludwig once again, mostly because he was basically the only one on at the time. This is an alphabet battle for those of you who do not know what it is. You basically pick a 6-letter word. Usually people try to pick a word with no duplicate letters, and then your team is comprised of Pokemon whose name starts with each letter in that word. This battle we used the word darnit, D-A-R-N-I-T. So as you saw, we both have Donphans. He has an Azelf. I have an Alumis. The problem is that we discovered is that Pokemon that begin with the letter I, there's only 4 of them in the entire game. All 649 Pokemon, there's only 4. That's Ivysaur, Alumis, Infernape, and Igglybuff. And added onto that, we decided to make this a UU alphabet battle. So I think you can guess which I Pokemon he has, considering he can't use Infernape and he didn't use Alumis. So anyways, we both led with our Donphans because, you know, it's an alphabet battle and you're supposed to lead with your D or whatever's first. You're supposed to use them in order. So my Alumis here is actually a Prankster Alumis, which it does get for Dream World, which is pretty awesome. I mean, it's basically a Sableye, except different type and doesn't get Will-O-Wisp. So I'm just sitting here, you know, substitute Toxic and Confuse Ray. I do have Moonlight on this, which I never actually needed to use. Well, I sort of did need to use, but eh. He did bring a Snorlax. He didn't have an N Pokemon, so I'm guessing he forgot Snorlax starts with an S. I don't know. Not a big deal. I told him, honestly, I didn't really care anymore because this battle took a long time to get going. Basically, I challenged him to this battle, and you know, first we had to decide on the word, and then we had to, you know, look through our boxes and find Pokemon, and then we, you know, lamented about how there's no I Pokemon, and then this and that, and then I'm like, oh well, okay, I'll use Alumis instead of Ivysaur, and I've gotta go gen it up, right? So I put my my SD card in and put it into my computer and stuff. And I, you know, went through gen and made Alumis and whatever, blah blah blah. I took it out, put it in my flash card, started up my DS, and it couldn't load the save file. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I tried it again, same shit. Tried it again, same thing. I'm like, okay, maybe the save file is corrupted somehow or something. So I used a different save file, same thing. I kept trying over and over and over again. Eventually, what I did. I don't know how it worked, but basically I just loaded up the save file that I edited with Pokégen on ZellMurasame, and it worked. I don't know why it wasn't working on my flash cart. So at this point I was thinking, shit, is my flash cart like dead or something? But then I just did like a in-game save, and I actually physically saved it there, and then it worked. So I'm hoping this doesn't happen again, but if it does, I'm gonna try that first because it worked this time, so hopefully it works that time. So Alumis has been sitting in here for a while, trolling stuff with Prankster and things like that. Gonna go to my Azelf because I figure he's gonna want to get Rocks Up or Rapid Spin or Ice Shard because Earthquake's gonna be resisted, and even if he does go for Earthquake, I'm gonna be immune to it. And Azelf is gonna be threatening to pretty much his entire team, despite him having his own Azelf. And mine's actually modest because modest Azelf hits 329 speed and base 100s. With a positive speed nature, hit 328, so it still does outspeed them, but he does have that huge extra power. It's like, it's his special attack, I think it's like 398 instead of like 350 or something like that. A little less than 350, because I know Gengar's is like 351 and he's 130. Not sure on the exact numbers, but yeah, it is quite a big difference, and I'm willing to sacrifice, especially in UU when there's not really a whole lot that's faster than 100. There are some RU Pokemon, but they don't see much use, mostly because their attacking stats are all below 100. You know, the main things that are faster, namely Gengar, Starmie. Well, Gengar's not faster, but he's faster than a modest one. So anyways, here's the Snorlax, which is very annoying, because I'm like, well, I can't really handle it because I brought a lot of special attackers, and yeah, but I do get the trick off on him. I was hoping he'd go for the Sleep Talk, but apparently he doesn't have it. I never actually see what his 4th move is. He does have Body Slam instead of Return, but I don't know what his other move is. I'm assuming it's Earthquake. probably. So he's gonna body slam me here. I didn't actually see that he broke through confusion at this point, so I'm gonna go for another substitute, and then I'm like, oh, you know, or sorry, no, that's next. I confuse right here because I figure if I can toxic him, but like he can just, you know, switch out and rest. So I'd rather confuse Ray and get the chance that I can live, and just go for another substitute. Wait till he hits himself again, and then toxic him, and then stay alive and use Moonlight and do all those sort of shenanigans. Here he breaks out, and I did not see that, so that's why I go for another substitute, hoping he hits himself in confusion again. Then I'm like, oh, you broke out, which is honestly not a big deal because he did hit himself the first time, which is what I needed, because he could have just broken through that time and hit me. Wouldn't have even need snapped out, and I would have been dead. And yeah, so now that I know he's broken out of confusion, I'm not even going to risk it again. I'm just going to go for the toxic. I'm like, whatever, Donphan can more or less wall this thing, and if he wants to stay in and keep body slamming me, that's not really going to do it too much, and maybe I can wake up. And if he does switch out, then when he comes back in, he's not going to be a big threat because he won't have that extra curse up. So, yeah, he's going to go for the body slam. It's going to do around a quarter. And he's not going to like that, so he is going to switch out. And he's going to go into his Azelf because, well, at the time I'm like, oh, crap. If he's got Nasty Plot, because my Azelf is modest, and I already gave away my Choice Scarf to his Snorlax, I'm kind of screwed because I don't really have priority, and this Ice Shard apparently isn't going to do as much as I thought it would. I thought it'd be like a 2-hit KO, especially from where he was, but no, not even close. I am a max attack Donphan too, Adamant, so I don't know how that did so little, but yeah, I don't know. So he's going to get his Nasty Plot up. He's going to just kill me with a Psychic. Thankfully, he does have Life Orb, and then I realized that it doesn't matter because I do have a Nidoking, and it does have Sucker Punch. Because I like to use Sucker Punch. It's always nice just to have that extra priority. And so far, I've never really been disappointed that I don't have the Fire type or the Poison type move. Honestly, though, it really doesn't matter having the Fire Blast. You should almost always have Sludge Wave. Fire Blast is nice because it can... Well, it can't even burn because you have Sheer Force. So Sludge Wave is more effective. There's no levitating steel types that Earth Power won't hit, so Sludge Wave is a viable option. You still have the grass types, and I believe Poison's super effective against Bug. I don't know. I think I've gone on this tirade before. It feels familiar. Anyways, I'm going to go to my Nidoking because I know I can take a Body Slam because he's probably max special defense, max HP, because most Curse Laxes with Rest are. And I'm just going to get the Earth Power off. And it's going to do a nice chunk, not enough to kill him, but I wasn't really worried about that. He is going to take significant toxic damage. I was hoping that would kill him, but it's not a big deal because I can go to my Azelf, and it does outspeed basically everything on his team. I was just looking to not have to take the Life Orb recoil. But, yeah. He's going to go into his Rotom Frost. So, the way he brought this in, despite him only having... Ivysaur left, I believe, is I felt that he might be Scarfed, but then he shows me T-Wave, and I'm like, okay, he's definitely not Scarfed. So now Rotom can just sit in here all day. I really don't care. All right, he still has Donphan left. I can sit in here all day and just die because I don't need Rotom anymore. Also, if you notice, I'm not sure how, but this Rotom has 342 health. Minimum health on a Rotom is 241. It should have 242 because it has 4 HP EVs. Max health you can get is 304. So it's not even possible to have 342. I don't know how that happened. I never play around with like the sort of base stat changer on Pokégen. I just give EVs. So maybe this is what screwed up, or this is one of the side effects of, you know, my save file not working or something. Maybe just this Rotom randomly gained like an additional 100 HP. Again, it is just one digit, but I don't know how it's stored as you know, hexadecimal or whatever. I'm not that versed in programming language. I do know some, but I'm not that familiar with like flashcards and cartridges in general and stuff like that. Anyways, so yeah, basically I'm just letting this Rotom sit in here and die because like I said, I don't really need it anymore, especially now that it's paralyzed. and B, it is hacked, technically hacked unintentionally, but yeah, I am gonna get hacked a lot though, via paralysis and misses. I believe I miss 2 out of 4 of the overheats I go for, and yeah, he's just gonna sit here hitting me with Hex. He says he does have Toxic too, but it's still kind of an odd choice because it's not stab anymore. I told him that, and he's just like, no, I've just got it just because of the dual status, and I'm like, well, Thunderbolt is 95 plus stab, so even though Hex is 100, it's only gonna hurt Ghost and Psychic types, but they don't resist the Thunderbolt. But yeah, so whatever, that's fine. I don't know. It was just hilarious because it's like our teams are basically identical. I mean, we both have Donphan, we both have Azelf, we both have Rotom forms. I was considering using Tangrowth actually, to be honest, but I decided not to use it because, yeah, I don't know. I just didn't feel like using a wall, I guess. I have like 4 sets, but none of them are really that fantastic. I need to change them. I just kind of made them. What did I use for my tea? I don't even remember, honestly. Anyways, so my Rotom finally dies, and now I just get to safe switch into Azelf. And I'm just going to Psyshock this and his Ivysaur, who's probably a special wall with Eviolite, which, again, I was considering using, but I'm like, Illumis gets Prankster. Screw that noise. Let's abuse Prankster. And, yeah, so that's the end of the battle. Lots of weird shit. It took almost 2 hours from when I challenged him to when we actually started the battle. I think it was like an hour and 40 minutes to be exact. So, yeah, it was a long battle. The battle itself was pretty fun. So, you know, I don't know. It was a good game. I hope you guys enjoyed. It's a little out of the ordinary from most types of battles. You can't really do too many of them in a row. I don't know. I think most people just do them standard, though. We probably should have done that. That would have given us a few more options. Mostly Infernape. But, yeah, they're okay to do every once in a while. But, again, you know, try and stay away from I, because, like I said, only 4 Pokemon in the entire game. That's really weird. But, you know, I don't know if Game Freak was expecting people to make up a tier of Pokemon based on their name. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you tomorrow. Peace out.